Kiev is now expected to launch a full-scale military operation in eastern Ukraine. The deadline it's set for protesters to lay down their arms and leave the government buildings they're occupying has expired. A wave of unrest and demands of greater autonomy have hit about a dozen cities across the east of the country, starting with the city of Slavyansk. That has seen some of the worst violence in recent days. That's after the Interior Ministry launched an operation to reclaim government offices there. Up to 3 people were reportedly killed and several more injured on both sides. Let's go live to RT's Maria Finoshina. She's following the situation in the region and joins us now. So, Maria, the deadline has expired. What can you tell us has been happening in the region?
Well, the region is not calm. Anti-government protests have been raging here since President Yanukovych was ousted. Since President Yanukovych was ousted, and those who refuse to recognize the country's new authorities have started taking to the streets, as they say, to make their voice heard. And as they say, when they didn't manage to draw the centre's attention, they've started taking governmental buildings, security and police offices and all over the region to again draw the attention from centre. Now, today, months on, we see that the situation remains very tense. Tensions continue to escalate all across the east and the south of Ukraine, and we see clashes between those supporting the government and protesting against it in major cities and towns here. Most violent of them we've seen in the regional capital, Kharkov. There are reports of about 50 people injured, and local media reports that in most of the cases those who support the government come here to this region from Kiev and other western cities. We've seen these clashes, similar clashes, also in the town of Zaporozhye, Mariupol and in many others, and the situation really tense now here in the region. Meanwhile, since one of the main demands of protesters here is to get more independence from Kiev, the centre called these people separatists, and on Sunday they launched a special anti-terror operation against those taking governmental buildings, including police headquarters in the town of Slavyansk, just kilometers away from where we are now in the Donetsk region, with all types of forces taking part in this operation. And here in Donetsk, people who are still occupying the regional administration building that I hope you can see behind me are afraid that this kind of operation is going to happen here again. We've been able to speak to those who are inside this building the night that was supposed to be the last night before the deadline they received from Kiev, and this is what these people say about who they are and why they do not agree with Kiev.
There are no separatists. It's the Ukrainian people who came here. Even in the West, there are Ukrainians who support us, who are against the fascists themselves.
A terrorist is someone who came armed to someone else's house, sets it in chaos and demands recognition for this. That's our home. We are not terrorists and not separatists.
We think there was a coup d'etat in our country at the end of February. We also don't agree with the fact that the social standards in our country will be established by the EU and IMF from now on.
Well, the deadline given from Kiev to these people to liberate this building here in the center of Donetsk has already expired, and now no one can say for sure how the situation will develop, and actually everything may happen, so we'll keep you updated.